Welcome back, boys. Season 2, episode 12 coming at you here. Got a good episode for you fellas. Houston, man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just sitting back, enjoying to watch the playoffs unfold in La Liga.
Playoffs are here.
Yeah.
So let's start with a recap of last week, man. We had some big games. Actually, the way it's turned out, not much changed as far as the playoff picture goes, but some interesting developments going on last week.
Eric did not win his game and score more than 100 points than Max, so Eric fell out of the playoffs. So, he didn't get into the playoffs, rather. So, but Kevin beat our number 1 seed, Josh. Didn't change the seedings, but he sent a message as the number 3 seed.
He did, Houston. That's a big win to take down Josh. He's been at the top of the league since fucking week 3 or some shit. So to take him down is definitely big time.
Yeah, and I'm trying to see with the playoff shit if they would play each other if Kevin won his first week.
Kevin is going to play again. Whoever Kevin wins, or Kevin and Max, they're going to play Timmy.
No, Kevin wouldn't see Josh for a bit. You're right.
Yeah.
But and then Fartzel, who was the number 6 seed, and if you recall, had the highest odds to win it all. He put out 150 last week. So also sending a strong statement.
Yeah, big time. Took away all the hopes of Eric there, Hughes. We were pumping up Eric, trying to get him hyped to get that big dub to get him in, and Max just fucking stepped on those hopes and rubbed them in the dirt a little bit. Big game from Max for sure. Taking down Anthony, 152 to 111. Statement game from Max for sure, Houston. I think we'll see that reflected a little bit in the odds coming up here.
Yeah, and where is Eric's score? I'm looking for it. Put up the Devils number 66. Just embarrassing. Dan, it was so embarrassing that our producer and editor-in-chief reached out to Eric to bring him on. So, Eric, welcome to La Liga, man. It's your first time on this year.
Happy to be here, guys. Unfortunately, I was 3 points off the magic number 69. Darren Waller, my tight end, couldn't switch him out late. Screwed me even more, but I don't think that would have made up the damn points anyway. So it's very disappointing.
Eric, we got a lot to get into, but I want to ask real quick. You and Forbes, usually you're always in the playoffs. Both of you, you're in the mix, but this year you both didn't show up. What do you got to say?
Living in a box of glass emotions this season, Houston. So trying to ride the wave with the 2 wide receivers, couldn't find a good quarterback. It was a tough one. Tried to do a fire sale. Timmy tried to trade rate me a couple times, and just nothing could make nothing happen this year. So
yeah, Eric, it does look at your roster right now, man. If you could have just found a couple running backs to get you going, you would have been in a really good shape.
That's it. But, That's it.
You had those 2 power wide receivers, and honestly, bro,
they didn't show up every week. That was the problem. The problem.
I know about a bad trade, trading Ridley for Gibson, or Gibson for Ridley to Dan here, and then 2 weeks later, Ridley says, mental, emotional reasons, I got to get out of here. So I also did the same for the rest of the season. So... But mental health awareness, though.
Eric, I think you were in the middle of a lot of trade conversations. I know you and I were talking for a little while there, and I'm sure some other people were too.
Yeah, I can't remember everybody that I was trying to get some trades going, but I was just trying to get a running back and at least something like useful. I think when I was talking to Timmy, he wanted to trade me Herbert, the Chicago running back backup, right? For I think it was like Stephon Diggs, and then he was going to give me someone off his bench, and I was just staring at it like, there's no way that's going to happen.
That's a rape job. That's a rape job for sure.
Yeah, he's like, you only useful for 2 games.
So moving into the playoffs now, Josh and Timmy have the bye. Let's recap that. Dan, you just played Murph. We didn't talk about your matchup because we talk about you every freaking week. You got a rematch with Murph now.
Yep, 4 versus 5 seeds.
Yeah, I forget who won that game. You beat him pretty soundly there.
Yep.
But his guys had a little down week, right? And
yeah, Jonathan Taylor missing. I don't know if he played Keenan Allen or not. I can't remember, but he had some big key pieces missing. Out. So
he'll have Jonathan Taylor and most likely Keenan Allen for next week. But Jonathan Taylor plays New England. To me, that's the playoff game of the week. And then what else do we got? Max and Kev both coming out of big weeks.
Big time. That's going to be a good matchup too there, Hughes. I think going into this week, we thought Kevin was heavily favored in that, but Max with that big week last week, I think kind of even the scales a little bit with him.
So we talked about, as you guys know, the La Liga Sportsbook is open. Name still patent pending, but this even has lines. We debated being able to bet on single games, which we think we might implement in the Final Four here. But like right now, it has Kevin 55% win at Max is plus 9.3 points, which is pretty cool if you want to take Max to cover for there. We're not currently doing that yet. But we still got some functionality things we're working out with our sports book. But we do have updated lines. We're going to get to it. What do you think about that game, Dan? I don't know if you got it pulled up, but Max coming off the hot week. Kevin, no running backs, not deep. I don't know how he's favored by 10% and 9.3 points.
I've been saying, Houston, I've been saying it every show in the pre-show that Kevin's team is gotten so lucky this year. I think if you look at his points for, it's pretty weak. I don't know how he's made his way to 10-4. Really, I think he's on an 8-game win streak, some fucking way. I have no idea how he did it. Credit to Kevin for doing it. Does it continue this week, Houston? That's the question, right? I mean, the odds say they're in Kevin's favor, but Max's team just went off. Kevin's missing Odell. He doesn't have some of those pieces he usually does. I kind of want to go with the upset special with Max there.
I would be taking Max to cover at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Max hasn't inserted the tight end yet either.
That's true. Good point.
Max needs a tight end. Max needs a tight end. Let it be known. That might be it too, right? Austin Hooper projecting 0. All right, boys, new lines. We're getting to it. Here we go. This one was tough. But Josh Carl, he went, you go up or down. So Josh went down a bit. So he has higher odds as the first seed to win. So we're looking. Josh went up to 275. Why? Derrick Henry Sunday ruled out. He's not coming back for regular season. So Josh, you won't have him for playoffs. Sorry, bro.
Don't need him. Yeah.
And then with Antonio Brown coming back, Godwin's going to lose that production that was kind of covering you during that Derrick Henry time. Timmy O'Callahan went up. He's the best odds to win at the 2 seed, plus 220. Plus 220. Fellas, take a fucking screenshot of the sports book. This is how it works. We don't have an app yet. Any engineers in the house? Take a fucking screenshot.
Those are the lines, boys. Memorize them, understand them, and place some fucking bets. Yeah, honestly,
we got a couple bets last week. We're gonna talk about them. But so Timmy went up because none of his guys are injured. He's deep at running back. He had KC running back and Amari Cooper on his bench. Think about that.
Yeah, Timmy's team is deep, Hughes.
He's gonna find out in 2 weeks whatever you're doing, and he's gonna attack it.
Timmy's team looks like the team to beat to me. The odds say it. The odds reflect it. Should be interesting. We'll see how it goes.
Yep. So Kevin was at 360, went to 400.
Yep.
Just because of his lack of depth, injuries, delayed injuries, staying out, plus 400. Murph was 360, went up to 375 due to some bad weeks there. Dan, you went up, given your good week, from 400 to 375. And then Max, you went from 550 to 525. He moved up with that hell of a week. But, statistics just don't love his players in the long run. They're even saying that with the matchup against Kevin. Even though we still think Kevin's team is garbage and Max will win, the analytics don't like Max's team. So we have to put that into the odds. So if you want a flyer there, I like Max for a great payout.
We got to keep in mind too, Houston, who these four are playing from the bye week teams between Josh and Timmy too, right? So keep in mind, boys, the winner of me and Murph will play Josh. Winner of Kevin and Max will play Timmy. So, something to keep in mind when you're placing your bets out there, because that's an important aspect as well.
Real quick on that, Eric, what are your thoughts on that line?
You know what? I kind of like the odds with Kevin, because if he plays Max and it's basically a coin flip and anything can happen on Sunday, as we've all seen, I like to take Kevin on that matchup And on top of that, he's got Antonio Brown waiting in the stables for when he matches up with Timmy, I believe. He should be back by the time that they play. So now you have another weapon coming in, and you have Josh Allen, who's capable of throwing up like 40 points, 35 points. I have him in another league, and I've been just riding him the whole year.
Is that a live bet?
Yeah, let's do that.
So
we'll do
Eric,
$10 on Kevin.
Eric is taking 10 on Kevin to win.
$10 on Kevin
at plus 400.
It's 2 bets on Kev.
Foolish bets, I'll tell you.
Foolish.
No, I mean, we'll see. Kevin's team is obviously is on a win streak that is pretty unheard of right now. So, Eric, that's money well placed. I think odds just went up for him too, so you're getting a little bit more bang for your buck.
A little more bang for the buck than Ruben and Josh. You placed one on him last week too. So we got 3 bets on Kevin to win it all. The commissioner.
Hughes, let's move it on though here to the next aspect of the show. Boys, we are introducing a new aspect with the Chode Trophy. Basically, you've seen the odds for the championship trophy. We're going to be introducing the Chode Trophy odds. Basically, same thing for those guys that suck at fantasy football like Eric and are in the bottom 6. You now have a chance to bet in your own little bracket there, right? So something to look at there. Houston's got them up right now. See Jeff at plus 500, Eric at plus 500, Forbes at an aggressive minus 110, Houston plus 175, and Anthony at 350, Ruben at 250. So bet on the Chode Trophy too, boys. It can totally happen. I mean, yeah, we're evolving as a sports book here.
At the bottom of the pile, you can see the odds aren't in line with the standings. 1 through 6, typically best odds, right? 7 through 12, it's a crapshoot, man. Forbes isn't trying. We don't know where he is. He's off the grid. He's probably living in Mersel's apartment in South Korea. We don't know. He's off the grid. It's probably why he can't get guys in the lineup like Lamar or get him out of the lineup because he's in a different time zone. But Dan, I got one surprise to get to with the sports book, and then you're going to talk about how the Chode works because in the pre-show meeting, Eric doesn't even know how the thing works.
Yeah. We need to give details there. But Houston, what's this surprise you're talking about?
Okay. Surprise is introducing Chode Champ parlays.
Ooh.
Parlay that with that. The sportsbook will convene and give you guaranteed plus 1,000 odds or greater, minimum plus 1,000 for a parlay of winner and Chode.
Wow. Love that. This was not discussed.
Hit us up in a text. You get plus 1,000 odds or greater, winner and Chode. Dan, but with that, let's tell the audience how the Chode really works in we probably got a minute and a half.
All right, boys, real quick, how the Chode Trophy works. It is not about who has the worst record at the end of the year. Common misconception. Everyone thinks that just because Ruben has the worst record, he's the Chode. That's not the case. Basically, it's a ladder bracket, right? Okay.
Yep. Ignore Dan's boys, porn.
How the Chode Trophy works here, looking at the playoff bracket right now, right? You see 8, 7, 10, 9, 12, 11 seeds. Basically, boys, if you're up here in this game, whoever wins between Eric and Jeff is going to go here. And whoever loses is going to go down here. Basically, the winner of the Chode is whoever ends up in this bottom right game. This is the Chode championship game, right? So if you win, you move up. If you lose, you move down. So between Eric and Jeff, if you win one game, you can't make it to the Chode Trophy game because you can't drop 2 seats. You know, if between Houston and Forbes, whoever wins that game can't make it to the Chode Trophy game. Basically, you know, Ruben has to win 2 in a row or lose 1 and then win 1 to avoid the game as well. So basically, boys, you want to look at this ladder, see how it's going to move you around a little bit and avoid that bottom right game because that's the one where that fat, short Chode gets put in your butthole. So that's the outline of the Chode Trophy, boys, just to educate you before you make your bets on the Chode Trophy. Eric, man, thank you so much for joining the show. I know we kind of went off on a little tangent with the betting and stuff like that, man, but it was good to have you on. Definitely appreciate your presence coming in, man.
Yeah, good to be here. I'll catch you guys soon, all right? Hopefully I don't get that short Chode in my ass at the end of the season.
Don't forget
FTC.
See you next week.